Before choosing what to watch next, I must consult Rotten Tomatoes, which annoys me. Although it's not a perfect process, it is a good job of separating the more prestigious TV series from those that ought to be thrown out. We don't gatekeep stuff here, and I recently discovered a highly regarded TV series that is breaking streaming records everywhere. On Rotten Tomatoes, Tulsa King Season 2, which debuted on September 16th, has an impressive 100% fresh rating. Hey everyone, hope you are having a good day. Before going to the main topic, I want to say like this video and subscribe to the channel. Think of Me as Sold. With its emphasis on the underdog rather than the powerful, the Sylvester Stallone-led program offers an intriguing take on the mafia genre. If you haven't seen the Paramount Plus series, it centers on Dwight Manfredi, played by Stallone, who is faithful to his crime leader and spent 25 years in prison. He anticipates being honored or, at the very least, recognized for his service when he is released, but he is met with a harsh reality. Rather than being welcomed, Dwight is sent to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he starts assembling a new group. Stallone, an action celebrity, has been attracting large audiences for the streamer. According to Paramount Global, 5.4 million households watched the inaugural episode during its first week, with 2 million views worldwide on the first day. Fandom cannot be argued with. You can tell the show is good if this many people are watching after season 1. In addition to celebrating the show's victory, Stallone subtly revealed on Instagram that season 3 had been approved. I am thrilled and extremely proud of our actors because our show has increased by 75% from the previous year, which is unprecedented, and season 2 received a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. On all streaming services, it's also the second most watched show worldwide. We are currently working on the 3rd season, and thank you so much, he stated. What, therefore, makes Tulsa King this well-liked? Taylor Sheridan, who has been putting out hit after hit, is the one who came up with the idea for this show. Sincerely, I have no idea how he finds the time, but I'm not whining. Sheridan's most famous works were Yellowstone and its prequels from 1883 and 1923. Lioness, Mayor of Kingstown, and the impending oil drama Landman, starring Demi Moore, are among his creations. And then there's Sly Stallone. Despite his reputation as a brazen action star who peaked in the 1980s, he has demonstrated himself to be a powerful creative force throughout the past 40 years. In just 3 days, Stallone penned the screenplay for Rocky, which earned him Oscar nominations for Best Original Screenplay and Best Actor. He is aware of what the screen responds to: a director, an editor, a producer, etc. He pays great attention to detail and has a strong passion for the character and the program, Winter told TV Guide. He's not the type of performer who always tries to defend himself and appear good, which is what I adore about him. Being made fun of, being self-deprecating, or allowing Dwight to make poor choices are all things he doesn't mind. This show will be perfect for you if you're searching for your next binge-worthy series that is full of comedy, drama, and action. I think the description of it as a hybrid of The Sopranos and Yellowstone is really accurate. Everything in Sylvester Stallone's crime program is intensified at the end of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 8, particularly the conflict between Dwight Manfredi and Bill Bevilacqua, Frank Grillo. The show is rapidly getting out of control after Tyson's J. Will rash attack on Bill Bevilacqua at the end of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 7, and the bombing of Dwight's Navigator. War has broken out between the various gangs and power players. Dwight's relationship with Tina, Tatiana Zappardino, is deteriorating, and Tyson's relationship with his family is strained but improving. Given all that is happening at once, an explanation might be beneficial. All of the characters in Tulsa King Season 2 were thrown into a full-scale conflict by Tyson's attack on Bill Bevilacqua and the tensions that had been building throughout the season. Blood has already been extracted from Bevilacqua, and it appears that much more will follow. Even if the war is already underway, the manner in which it began defies logic, particularly in light of the agreement that Bill and Dwight reached during the Atlanta sit-down. It turns out that all of their disagreement stems from a number of miscommunications that have the potential to completely alter Tulsa King Season 2's plot. Dwight was forced to face some of the grave repercussions of his life of crime in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 8, with his daughter Tina delivering the first of many. When Dwight requested that Tina return her family to New York for their safety, she informed her father that she didn't believe they're up the family once more. Their relationship is, to put it mildly, strained because Tina ultimately left with her children without bidding Dwight farewell. Tina might even completely remove Dwight from her and the children's lives. Even if Dwight and Tina don't have a good relationship, the general might try to patch things up. It stung much more when Tina said she loved him in response to Dwight's statement that he didn't want her to hate him. However, there is a potential that Tina and Dwight could get back together because they still love each other. Dwight would most likely need to undergo a significant transformation in order to regain Tina's affections, and she might even desire that he give up his life as a gangster and become a legitimate person. Regardless, it is unlikely that Tina and Dwight would get back together before the conclusion of Tulsa King Season 2. The fact that Jackie Ming, Rich Ting, ejected Cal Thresher, Neil McDonough, from their business partnership was one of the surprises in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 8. Cal was coerced into signing a deal that would officially transfer control of the entire cannabis firm by Jackie, who had his men holding pistols at his head. Even though Jackie and Cal had always had a tense relationship, their betrayal was rather unexpected given the amount of money and expertise Cal brought to the cannabis farm and their joint earnings. Jackie had very simple reasons for kicking Cal out of the company. Jackie told Cal that he was successful because he was ruthless and took what he wanted, and he did just that with Cal's company. Additionally, Jackie had stated that he doesn't believe in half measures, thus he would never be completely satisfied as a partial partner in the weed farm. He had to start by eliminating Cal Thresher because Jackie is probably attempting to seize control of all the local criminal enterprises. Vincent Piazza, has been plotting to unseat Chicky, Dominic Lombardozzi, as the leader of the Invernizzi crime family in New York for the most of Tulsa King Season 2. Vince finally carried out those plans in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 8. Vince removed Chicky without killing him, but with the support of other family members and the consent of the other New York gangs. In a few months, Vince gave Chicky a chance to cool down and possibly regain control. But before then, Chicky might seek retribution for Vince's treachery. The gangsters stated that they were aware that Chicky had killed Pete and that, in order to make Goody, Chris Caldovino, feel bad, Chicky had also killed one of his own guys. Chicky may want to assault Vince and exact revenge for his betrayal, even though there was a very valid reason to remove him from office. Although Chicky is becoming more reckless and violent, he is not a fool, and he is aware that Vince has the support of the majority of the New York gang world. That could be sufficient to compel him to take no action to prevent his deposition. Two of Bill Bevilacqua's men conducted a drive-by shooting at Dwight's marijuana shop, the Even Higher Plane, toward the conclusion of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 8. Jimmy the Creek, Glenn Gould, and Bodie, Martin Starr, were both outside when the shooting occurred, but only Jimmy was struck. It's too soon to know if Jimmy is truly dead because the entire incident happened so swiftly, but his prospects don't appear promising. Jimmy was shot at least once in the abdomen, which isn't the ideal location for an open wound, but isn't usually lethal. It's unclear if Jimmy will survive or not, but the attack will undoubtedly have a significant impact. Jimmy plays a significant role in many of Dwight's business ventures. He is the primary grower of Bodie's cannabis. His name appears on the Bread 2 Buck gaming license, and he assisted in negotiating the wind farm agreement with Med Hat. He won't be able to manage all those operations for some time, even if he lives. Jimmy's significance to the gang may also intensify the conflict between Bill and Dwight, because Dwight will not let the attack going unpunished. In Tulsa King Season 2, Cal Thresher and Bill Bevilacqua had their first in-person conversation. There were a number of significant events throughout their encounter that require analysis. Cal's admission that Jackie Ming was behind the bombing of Dwight's Navigator and, thus, the entire gang war was the most significant event that transpired during their encounter. Given that Cal had cautioned the businessman about collaborating with the Chinese mob, Bill was rightfully incensed at him for entangling Jackie with Dwight. But the most important lesson from that realization was that Bill now understands that if he can tell Dwight the truth, he can reconcile with him. The encounter between Cal and Bill also gave away a lot about their personalities and the future of their partnership as Tulsa King Season 2 comes to a close. Cal sought to Bill for assistance since he was obviously terrified that Jackie would kill him. But according to Bill, Cal is the reason Vic was shot and why he initially entered into a conflict with Dwight. Bill may be considering killing Cal, but Cal depends on him to live. Given Bill and Jackie, Cal Thresher's chances of surviving are slim. Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 8's closing scene and last surprise focused on Armand Trucy, Max Casella, a character who is mainly ignored. After breaking into the Bread 2 Buck, Armand used a revolver to coerce Goody into allowing him to take a sizable sum of money. Goody told Armand that Dwight would skin him alive once he discovered his grave error. Armand must have seen in advance how foolish it would be to rob Dwight, but he still went ahead and did it. Despite his perplexing choice, Armand had a few motivations for robbing the Bread 2 Buck. Armand has been in a downward spiral all season. He has been drinking excessively. His contract with Cal Thresher to leak information about Dwight has gone awry on both sides. Dwight is aware of it, and Cal is utterly insensitive. And his divorce has left him with child support obligations that have eaten away his finances. By evicting Clara and his kids, losing his job at the ranch, and completely cutting off his money from Cal, Armand further sunk himself in a hole in this episode. Because of his extreme desperation, Armand decided to rob Dwight and the group, which may have been fatal. The primary reason Armand robbed Goody was desperation, but it wasn't the only one. For a long time, and not without good reason, Armand has held Dwight responsible for his troubles. Even before the child support, his membership in Dwight's gang was a major factor in his financial difficulties and the primary cause of Clara's divorce. Since Dwight's arrival in Tulsa is mostly to blame for Armand's troubles, he most likely chose to loot the Bread 2 Buck in retaliation. Armand's decision probably has a mental health component as well because he couldn't have been in a good mental state due to the stress and shame of his circumstances. There are still a lot of unanswered questions in Tulsa King Season 2's last 2 episodes. The show must proceed swiftly to get a compelling conclusion, from watching Armand's decision unfold to revealing who will prevail in the conflict between Dwight, Jackie, and Bill. However, if Episode 8 of Tulsa King Season 2 is any guide to the show's speed, it should have little trouble addressing every query it has brought up. Actually, there might be a couple more surprises in store for Tulsa King. Hey everyone, let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.